"You don't belong here," my brother sneered at dinner. So I laughed, bought the $5 million restaurant, fired him, and took back everything. My brother Kevin said those exact words to me at Sunday dinner in front of our entire family. We were sitting at Harborview, this fancy seafood place our dad opened back in 1987. Kevin was the general manager, had been for 8 years. He wore expensive suits and acted like he owned the place even though Dad's name was still on everything. I'd just gotten back from Seattle after selling my tech company. Made about $12 million off it. Not bad for the kid who supposedly wasn't smart enough for the family business. Kevin invited me to dinner. Thought maybe he'd changed. I was wrong. He made comments about my jeans, said I looked like I rolled out of a garage. Then he leaned over loud enough for everyone to hear. "You don't belong here." I looked at him, at his smug face, at Mom staring at her plate, at Dad's empty chair because he'd passed 2 years ago and left Kevin in charge. And I laughed. A real laugh, because I knew something Kevin didn't. Dad had left me his shares, 51% of Harborview LLC. Kevin got the management position, but I got control. The lawyer called me 6 months ago. I'd been too busy to deal with it. Until now. I finished my salmon, paid my bill, went home and made some calls. Took 3 days to find a buyer. A restaurant group out of Portland paid me $5.2 million for my 51%. The catch was, I got to stay on as consultant with full say in staffing decisions for the first year. They scheduled a meeting with senior staff for Wednesday. Kevin showed up in another expensive suit, sat at the head of the table like always. The CEO explained the acquisition, talked about restructuring. Kevin kept nodding like he was part of it. Then she dropped it. "Kevin Brennan, your position is terminated effective immediately. Please collect your items and surrender your keys." His face went red. He looked at me in the corner. I waved. "What? I've been here 8 years. My father built this place." "Dad built it," I said. "You just showed up after college. Also, you're 6 months behind on vendor payments, you've been skimming weekend receipts, and you fired 3 good servers last month because they wouldn't cover your long lunches." I had receipts. Actual receipts. I'd spent 3 days going through every file Dad left me. Kevin had been running Harborview into the ground while buying custom suits and a new Audi. Security walked him out. He stood in the parking lot yelling for 20 minutes. Mom called that night crying, said I was tearing the family apart. I reminded her she didn't say a word when Kevin told me I didn't belong. But here's the best part. Kevin had been skimming and he'd taken out a personal loan using restaurant equipment as collateral, without authorization. The loan company had been calling for months. I paid off the loan, $58,000. Then I filed a civil suit against Kevin for the money he'd stolen. My lawyer had documentation going back 4 years, roughly $200,000 in missing funds. Kevin couldn't pay. His fancy lifestyle meant no savings. The court ordered wage garnishment, 20% of whatever he made until the debt was clear. He had to sell the Audi, moved back in with Mom. The restaurant's doing better now. We updated the menu, fixed the equipment Kevin ignored. Jenny, the server, got promoted to floor supervisor with a raise.